ATP Network. I'm your host, Arnold Lewis. I help athletes prepare mentally and financially for a life of overseas basketball. If this is your first time, please hit the like, subscribe, and welcome to the channel. The overseas framework, will you survive? You will either perish or you will survive in this game of overseas basketball. I'll be honest with y'all, I was just sitting here, I just took a little nap because I was laying down and I was listening to one of my favorite influencers or people I listen to on YouTube, Wall Street Trapper. And he was talking about the framework that it takes to build wealth. And I'm very much in my wealth building journey. And I'm documenting my wealth building journey along the way to leave to you guys to understand what it takes to build wealth along the way. And as he was talking, it inspired me that, you know what? I said, let me look at the last time I posted. I went live about 4 or 5 days ago. I had a video come out maybe 9, 10 days ago. And I said, you know what? Let me get on here and let me drop just an update of what I'm going through in the moment so that I can leave a trail of information of what it's really like in this life, what it's really like trying to build wealth in real time, what it's really like going through a season in real time, what is it like to actually be in this position, because sometimes we have this facade of this light of what we think it is of the overseas basketball life. So there's a framework that you would say that it would take for one to have been or to live this life. And there's so many different factors that go into it. And it varies on so many different levels that what you think it is not actually what it is. And a part of my wealth building journey is, building out this network, the ATP network. Welcome once again. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the ATP network. This is where we get prepared and build wealth through the eyes of an overseas basketball player. If you're aspiring to be an overseas basketball player one day, this is the place where you get to watch real time, and I give you everything when it comes to living and building this life. And it's just, right now we are in the playoffs, or we're in the seeding. So the seeding part is we got 10 games. We're in second place right now. We got 10 games, and in this 10 games, we're playing against all top 10. It's 6 teams, including us, and we're playing against the other 5 top 6 teams to get the seeding of where we land in the playoffs. So the pressure's on. I've been dealing with a little bit of injury, and I didn't realize if it was affecting me, because my coach has been, in my eyes, snatching me out of the game and not playing me. And we had film today because we lost a game. We had a game. We won our first game. We played the second one on the road. We had 2 on the road, and then we lost the second one. And then I was so upset because of the way he was playing me. I was so upset because he's taking me out early. He didn't start me in the third. And I'm like, what is going on? What has he got going on? Does he not want me on the team anymore? What is he trying to do? Is he trying to, if you have other aspects, if you want other player, then go with that player. And that is what my mind is creating. I get at, this is what my mind is creating in the situation of what's going on right now. And I'm creating this scenario in my mind and saying, you know what, man, if he don't want me, he not playing me. I went from being the first option on the team. We brought in another player. Now he's the first option, and I'm not even an option. I'm not getting my touches. I scored 2 points last game. Full transparent. I scored 2 points. I was 1 for 8. I played 16 minutes. That was probably the worst game of the season for me. Probably the worst game of the season for me, hands down. Game before that, I was on 2 for 5, but we won the game, and I felt like he's just trying to find a reason to target me. This is just how it is. This is just my perception of things. So after the game, we had a day off. We got 2 days to prepare for our next game, because it's like every Monday and Thursday we play. And so, of course, Friday, After the game, we play Thursday. After the game, I am absolutely fuming, fuming, super upset, pissed. This guy here, he's not da da this, da 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 da. He's not playing me. He's not giving me the ball. He's not even creating an option for me to be in the game. The next day, I didn't talk to three of my best friends. Um, I talked to my teammate. After the game, I wrote my agent. But after I talked to one of my best friends, he was like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't send that message. I was like, because the coach and I have the same agent. And I'm like, yo, you need to talk to your boy. If he don't want me here, he can go find another player. And I deleted the message after talking to my homeboy. That's why it's really good to have really good friends in this game to keep your emotions in check. Because a lot of times you don't get to see what's really going on in the moment because you're so affected by the game. You're so affected by the emotions, the loss. You're you're so much in it, you can't see from a different perspective. When you're too close to a situation, sometimes you cannot wrap your mind around what is actually going on in the situation. And that can sometimes affect your judgment. And even as a player that's going on 13 years of playing, I too fall victim to this circumstances because I feel as if I haven't been playing the greatest basketball that I had this season. I started off really well, and I haven't really got back into that mode of where I've been consistently effective to the caliber I believe I should be. Hindsight 2020, my team is still in second place. We just won two in a row, and we lost one game on the road to a team that we beat three times in a row. So at their place. So they got some hunger and they got some fire and they was waiting for it. They haven't played no game in like 3 weeks. There's a lot of factors that goes into it. I'm not at 100%. So I had to really take a step back and analyze the situation of what I am in right now. Am I being emotional? Am I taking this further than what it has to be? And it's so crazy how you can hold on to something and let it affect you so much. I'm like, I don't need this, man. I can go find someplace else to play. And to be honest, every game it could be a make or break because maybe this is a perfect situation. We have another game, a big game on Monday. Say I don't play well, that could be my job. Just being real because they could be worried about if I'm 100%. I could probably not play well. These are just real factors that can happen, and you have to be willing to accept it. And in that moment when I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated and I'm venting and I'm going out and I'm doing all this, I had to, when we went and watched the film, I was like, what are these guys talking about? Until I watched the film and really seen my energy towards the game. And I was saying before the game, hey, we got to come out with a lot of energy. We got to be up. We got to be doing this and doing that. And when I watched the film and see what his reasoning were for taking me out early, for what was the reason for him not playing me as much, even one of my other teammates in the game, like, bro, you're not aggressive. Like, and aggressive don't just mean on offense. Aggressive means on how I pressure the ball, how I go after rebounds. My whole just demeanor on the court wasn't there. And I'm the energy guy. I'm the guy that brings the energy to the team with my actions, getting offensive rebounds, getting in the lanes, pushing up, playing crazy hard defense, no matter if I'm getting a foul. And I accept that role. I've always said that's just my biggest gift on the court is the energy that I transmit to my other teammates through my play. Like I'm affected. Yes, hell, even Argentina, but in Chile, I'm still the all-time leading scorer in the finals, in the regular season, and up until now. But that's just something that I achieved. But it wasn't because I was looking to achieve that. It was just the energy that I brung every single night. That's what leads to that. So, a lot of times before I go into the game, I pray to God, just let me tap into the source of energy that you have to let me play this game. Not even for results on the game. The results will take care of themselves. I want to tap into the God energy that I have every single night and show that on the court. And I didn't show that. It's fine. That happens. But it's just the fact of the things that I create in my head along the way. I was creating such this spectacle in my head of you know what I'm saying, that I put blame somewhere else other than myself. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. I put the blame somewhere else other than myself. And I was just so, I knew when I got to the gym, I was going to have a conversation with the coach. I'm like, I can't wait to get to the gym. I'm going to have a conversation with the coach. I'm going to tell him what's going on. You need to give me the ball, this, and that. And because I was able to vent to my teammates, because I was able to vent to all three of my very close friends and get out my frustration, by the end of the night, on my day off, I had pretty much released all of it. But it's for like 2 days in a row, I'm sleeping with this anger and this frustration of putting it on someone else and not taking accountability of everything that happens to me. And that's the thing that is prevalent in this game. Everything that happens in this game that is going on, you have to accept it and take accountability for it. I truly believe no man dictates my future but me. No man dictates any situation that goes on but me. If I don't hold myself to a high caliber and hold myself up to a platform, a situation that allows me to be successful, I have no one else to put a blame on but me, because I am in control. I'm on the court. I'm playing. I'm the one that has to deal with every consequence that goes on in my life, because I chose to walk this path. I chose to suit up for this. Everything is dependent upon me. And in that moment, I was finding other things to blame other than myself. Even not to blame, but it's just to understand in this game, you are responsible for everything that goes on. The more you try to blame someone else and put something else on, they're the reason, this and that. Every man, every person, every woman, every dog, cat, everything is just a reflection of you. I truly believe that. It's just a reflection of your state within yourself. No one, and this is how I look at the game of overseas basketball when it compares to my life. This is just the lens of my eyes, how I see it. No one is in charge. No one dictates my life. No one no one creates my destiny. Whatever happens, I have to own up to that because it's my life. Playing well, not playing well, staying on a team, getting released from a team, everything is dependent upon me on everything. Play good, not play good. This is the nature of the sport that I have decided to be. This is the career path that I have chosen. And this is just the nature of the beast. This is the nature of the game. Certain countries like this, the pressure picks up. People get worried. I've been playing well all season. 2 games. Hey, we think we need to change, because teams panic and they do. This is the nature of the beast of the team and the situation that you get yourself into, that you are in, because this is what you sign up for. This is overseas basketball. This is what it is. So the framework to that is you have to, above all, understand and master yourself, because nothing that happens outside of you is going to be a result of someone else other than you. You have to live with every decision. You have to live with every consequence. You have to live with every good thing that happens. It's all a reflection of you. It's all a reflection of yourself. And it's just something that I realized about myself, that I said, you know what? I took so much time, and you know what? Even when I'm sitting there and I'm going through it, because everybody's going to get pissed. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad because you want to play well and you're a competitor and all these things. But you're going to come to a situation in your life in this game that you have to just be accepting of everything that happens. Accept it all. It's very difficult to do. I know I'm still struggling with it. I'm sitting here being real and saying, you know what, even I at times struggle with it. I could still be mad about it today. But when I talked to my coach, right when he came to talk to me, we talked before practice. You know, I looked at him, he started talking about the situation. Oh, I don't know if you heard this and that and this. And I was like, you know what? I had, it's like, you know, when you have a plan and you have the situation in your mind and you say, when I get to him, I'm finna say this and I'm gonna talk about this and I'm gonna talk about this and do this and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind and I'm gonna do this. I had all these things that I was so ready to say and blah and just explain my point and do all this. And I can't wait till I see him. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till I talk to him and see him and tell him, give him a piece of my mind. And then I went to go talk to him. And in the moment, I said, you know what? It's like it all hit me at once. You know what? I take full accountability of everything. I just smiled. I'm like, you know what? I take full accountability of everything. I ain't bring the energy like I should. It ain't nobody else's reason for anything that happens on the court other than myself. I missed shots. I think I went 1 for 8 because at the end I just started forcing because I was just so out of rhythm and I was creating a narrative in my head. I had 2 points, 1 of 8. Like I said, probably the worst game, but it ain't about. I'll get to that. But in that moment, I'm like, you know what? I accept everything that happens. I was so in my head, I was so ready to blame him and get on to him for why this, and that. And I'm like, you know what? I just accept everything that happens, bro. And you know, that's such a freeing feeling when you don't care about the outcome. And it's crazy because I was listening to that. I was listening to, or I was listening. I heard a reel, and then I went into Chat GPT, and I think I researched it, and I asked a question of what does this scenario mean? And I think it basically gave me a breakdown to be free. Be free. Don't be so connected to the outcome. Just stay connected to the process of it all. That's the losing, that's the bad games, that's the being injured at times when you are in a tough situation, because I was in this situation the same before where I was injured in the finals, injured bad. I had to get a shot before the game. And it's just the nature of the process. Detaching yourself from the outcome. I was so upset about the outcome of the game and my performance that I was willing to put the blame on someone else and other things other than just in saying, accept the process, bro. Be so detached from the outcome and just accept the process of the life of overseas basketball. Just be accepting of it all. You have to accept the process of sometimes being let go, sometimes not playing your best basketball, sometimes being on the high and sometimes being on the low, but accepting the process and the journey of the life and of the game. Because there are going to be some seasons where you're up. Like I say that for me for this season, I started off on a high. I was the guy. I was getting a lot of. I was averaging good points. Even now, I'm averaging probably like 14 and 6. I was averaging at the highest point. I was averaging 16 and 9. I'm not rebounding like I was. I'm not scoring at the clip that I was, but I'm still at 14 and 6. Okay. You're not always going to be at your high. You're not always going to be at your low. And a lot of times you reach your lows when you're at your highs, and you're going to reach your highs when you hit your lows. But the real process and the real understanding of that comes from accepting both ends of the spectrum, keeping your emotions in check, trying to stay right in the middle, accepting of everything that comes your way, Don't get too high on the highs. Don't get too low on the lows. Stay right there in the middle, because the highs, when you're at your highs, is normally when you hit your low. You start descending and going low, and normally when you're at your low is when you start ascending and going up to your highs. And you know what? It's a perfect example of this. I relate this to wealth building and stock market, for example. I'm a big component in and investing in the stock market. And I look at a lot of the life. I look at a lot of the life as a stock market. A good stock, blue chip, something that's very good. Walmart, Nvidia, Apple. I was talking to one of the young guys about Apple, and this is a great example. I was talking to him about the stock Apple, and I always find it very funny when people be like, "Oh man, the stock market, man, is down right now." He was like, "I was looking into investing into Apple, and I seen the market was down." And he's like, "Apple was at its high, was at like 260, and I bought it at 217, and then right now it's at like maybe 217. I'm not sure what the price is, but I know it's in about that range, on two something, 210 maybe." And he was like, "Yeah, that's not really a big difference, and the whole market is down right now." And I'm like, you only say that because you're looking at right now. You're looking at right now. But you don't understand the process of the company because you're only looking at the right now. Matter of fact, what is the overall percentage gain of Apple, the stock, in its lifetime? This is very, very interesting. In its lifetime. If the internet went to work good when they went to order, when I went to look up a question, it's not popping up, guys. But my whole point is, if you look at what is the overall, here we are. Apple IPO'd at $22. IPO means it came out in 1980. When it hit the stock market, it was worth $22. $22. The recent price change in 2026 is about $250 per share. Meaning, for an example, basically since it came out and it hit the stock market, and its value then in 1980 to its value now. So if I look at my career in basketball, from when you're a rookie to 13 years in the game, to be able to even make it past 10 years in a professional setting of anything, in a professional sport, the value you've created over that time. Apple increased an annual return of over 250,000%. If you would invest over 250,000%, if you would have invested $1,000 from the time Apple came out and just never touched it again, it will be worth over $2.5 million today. And you know what? It didn't just go straight up. It didn't start there and it didn't go straight up. Since the beginning of time of they hit the stock market, it has, if you look at the chart, even if you look at it as a line, it don't do this. It goes up, it goes down. It stays the same for a while. It might drop super low and then it goes up. And if you look at the chart, almost 100% of the time, every time it hits a high and it gets to a new area that has never been before, and it got super high. So if at $22, Probably when it hit $50, I guarantee you it dropped back down to 22, 17, maybe $18, $10. And then you know what? It goes back up. It hit a new objective. It hit $65, $70. And then it go back down to about maybe 30. And it might stay there for a while. And then it go on back up and it's going for that $100. The point is, great things, great players, great people, great companies, great things. Life, once you hit your highs, a low is coming. And how low you go is dependent upon you and your perception and how you hold through that time. How you understand what is going on, not panicking, not being frustrated, not selling when the price drops, not bailing out when you're not having a good season, not quitting when you get cut, not giving up when you had a few bad games. Because if you are that blue chip company, if you are that Apple caliber company that everybody wants, because everybody wants Apple, everybody should own some Apple. If you have an Apple phone, you should own some Apple stock, just to throw that in there. Things over time, your objective in life, every time you hit a low point, get ready, because you're finna go back up and hit new heights. And once you accept that, every time I hit a low in life, what follows next, you should be excited. Who did I just hear? Kobe. I just seen a clip of Kobe. Like, what happens when you lose a game? He's like, I get excited. I get excited when I lose. I get excited when things don't go right. You know why? I get excited when I hit a low point in life. Because the high is inevitable. My journey up is going to be inevitable because I know who I am. I know how this works in life. Once you hit that high, once you hit that low in life, it's inevitable for the high to not come. Don't be the people that when things go bad, they jump ship. They sell. They lose hope. They give up. It's all a perspective. That's the whole point. It's all a perspective. It's not about what situation you is. It's all about the perspective that you have of life. The gentleman here says, what if you're in prison? Okay, you hit a low in life. How many people you would be surprised? It's all a perspective of the mindset that you have. I'll give a perfect example because people always look at the outcome, the objective of, what if you can't get out? What if you write a book? What if in your lowest moment you write a book that changes the world, that leaves a legacy that lasts forever? It's all about the perspective that you have in the lowest point of your life. If you understand that when I hit a low, I can tell you this. Every low moment that has ever happened in my life has always succeeded by something great happening. Every low moment. I'm not even going to relate this to anybody else. I'm just going to relate it to my life and just show you. Every low moment that has ever happened in my life has always been succeeded by something great that's going to happen. Don't get so, you know what, I want to win a championship. I lost in the championship before. Don't look at always the outcome of I want to get to this. Stay committed to the process. Stay committed to the perspective you have of life and knowing who you are in this life, in this game, being cut, being down, feeling like no one is there for you, feeling like nothing is going right for you. And your lowest moment is normally in the stock market. When it hits a low, like I told my young teammate, when you see it, this is a tip and a hack for life. When things get down to their lowest and you hear the stock market is hitting in its lowest, your lips should be salivating. You should say, this is the time to buy. Because I say, remember that price. Remember what you said right now, what the price is. You're 18 years old, 19 years old. Remember this tall black guy that's talking to you right now. When you get 30 years old, remember me. Remember this, etch this in your brain, etch this in your consciousness. Remember this moment for the rest of your life. Remember this moment for the rest of your life, because once you hit 30, you're going to look back at that exact same stock. And you're going to remember what I said in this conversation, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. When you look at yourself as the asset and who you are, and you stick to the process of it all. Stick to the process of it all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You just have to, it's the mindset and the perspective that you have in this game. It's the mindset and the perspective that you have in your life. Listen, that's all I had. I had to come drop some gems on you guys. That's just been on my heart. I'm currently going through it in the playoffs. This is just what it is being in the game of overseas basketball. This is the real life situations of what you go through. And these are just many emotional situations that happen to us all along your path and along your journey in the game. These are the type of things that are going to happen. These are the type of situations that are going to come and shake you up. And you just have to not be so dependent upon game for game, season for season, situation for situation. You want to find out what it is that you want out of your life, out of this game. And you have to just accept everything that comes with it. You have to accept bad games. You have to accept being cut. You have to accept not playing your best. You have to accept being in down moments, because time will pass. This too shall pass. This moment shall pass, and you will rise again. When you hit your high, don't get too high on the highs. Accept that moment. Be grateful for that moment. When you hit a low point in your game, in the season, in a situation, be grateful for that moment. The last thing I'll end on, I remember something my teammate said, and it's like it was so true. I remember we was in practice, and I shot a shot, and I missed the shot. And I was upset that I missed the shot because I was wide open. I missed the shot. And he was like, you know, we never question when it goes in. We never question when it goes in, but we always question when we miss. We always be super excited when everything is going right, but when things are going wrong, we question everything. And the truth is, just as happy and excited you are when you hit that shot and you make a shot when you're wide open, or whatever shot you excited that you make that, you have to be just as excited and just as acceptance of the times that you miss. Because you are committed to the process of the game. You are committed to the process of knowing, even though I've missed this one shot, I will have another one. That is the process, the knowing I will have another one. I know my time will come. Just as I am capable of a miss, I'm also capable of a make. And even when I question the miss, why don't I question when it goes in? Why don't I question when everything's going right? Because we only think, oh man, I'm living up here and everything's going right. Accept them both. Accept the journey of being a pro basketball player, living this overseas life, building wealth. Accept it all. That's all I got, man. I hope you guys enjoy this. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, send this out to a hooper. Accept your journey being a pro. Accept it all. That's all you can do. It's all you can do. Enjoy it. Stay committed to the process of it all. Remember, greatness as a habit, not a right. That's all I got. Catch you guys later. I'm out.